In the Gold Prayer Book, please turn to page 27, and we'll recite the 7-limb prayer. Gosum gupe gone chazelo nge sham yi tu choti malubu to mene sadi tun tam che shak ke pagewanam la sheirang korwa matom bardu le june drola cheki kolo korwadang da jengenam janchu chenpong. I'll turn to page 97, please. And we'll cite the short mandal offering at the bottom of the page. Sa shi perki shu shin metok tam ri rab li shi ni te gen padi sangye shingdu mi te muwa yidro kundam dak shing la che parshok jetsun lama dampa kyenam kichu kukala kense jurin trik jita tsampe dujetsima lajab kecheki champawaptuso idam guru ratamandalakam niryatayami. Chudam Saki Chonam La Janchu Badu Dani Kapsuchi Dagi Chunyangi Pesunamgi Dola Penchu Sangye Du Pasho Chudam Saki Chonam La Janchu Badu Dani Kapsuchi Dagi Chunyangi Pesunamgi Dola Penchu Sangye Du Pasho Chudam Soki Chonam La Janchu Badu Dani Kapsuchi Dagi Chunyangi Pesunamgi Dola Penchu Sangye Du Pasho.
I think this bed is drying.
Oh, I've got one right here. Here's one.
Can you? Oh yeah. So 5-minute introduction to each other. 5 minutes. So first, I want to introduce Tendrila here. So some of you already know Tendrila from Kadampa Center, and last I think 3 years teaching in one of the FMD center in Florida. Been teaching there. So short visit 1 week. So welcome, Tendrila. So maybe 5-minute introduction, okay? 5-minute introductions. How you say? No introduction. How you say? Introduce. Introduce yourself. Oh, no introduction. So the 5-minute introduction. How you? That's how you say. 5-minute introduce. Huh?
5 minutes to introduce yourself.
Oh, 5 minutes to introduce yourself to each other. Please take 5 minutes to introduce yourself to each other. Kando. Piece of paper. Small piece, small.
Sorry, Geshe, it's a big sheet, but there you go.
Tomorrow is not going to work. Tomorrow,
Right, I will notify Chucky.
tomorrow, unless like late afternoon, probably it may work, but it's not
No,
good.
not good for Chucky. She's
Oh. New home number.
Now, is that your landline or your cell phone?
Landline.
Landline.
Shared with the old Shukila, Hamula.
I will share it. Okay. Thank you, Geshe.
Yes.
I don't have any contact information for your friend in Dharamsala. I just checked my email from you, and you said you were going to send.
Oh, I did not send.
No, I did. I don't have any means to contact.
Oh, I thought I sent it to you. No.
No, you probably sent it.
Oh, no. I sent it to them, right? I will send.
Because I was just
I sent
looking,
it to them.
and I have no contact.
But I already talked. They are more than happy.
Oh, that's nice.
So they already have your name and email.
they do?
Yeah, maybe I will send it to you now.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, mother. Thank you. Thank you. I think the translation is not the one, that text that I'm using, but I did check. First I thought that's the translation, but that's not translation, sorry. That's not translation. So now you need to listen to, with my broken English, then you can translate. I think this is not translated. It's a very short one. Short text, I think only 2 pages. Been thinking long time now to maybe to explain this text here at the center. Could be translated in English, but usually Chukila is the one who you find if we need some translations. So then I look at Donasi brought this, then I look at a little bit. Second stanza looks similar, but when I read, it's not the same text. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, this text composed by Lama Tsongkhapa. So, probably you may already heard Tibetan Buddhism, there's 4 major sects. Gelugpa, Nyingma, Sakya, Kagyu. So, all the FMT centers follows Gelugpa traditions, which is founded by Lama Tsongkhapa. Sometimes you heard old Kadampa tradition, new Kadampa tradition. Usually new Kadampa tradition is founded by Lama Tsongkhapa. Old Kadampa tradition is founded by Lama Atisha for the sake of knowledge, This Lama Atisha was Indian, and he's the one who wrote it, the first Lamrim text that's labeled, that's called Lamrim. Of course, all the subjects have already been explained by Shakyamuni Buddha, but first time the Lama Atisha labeled that short text called Lamrim. So then the word Lamrim started from there. So all Kadampa traditions. So then Lama Tsongkhapa, then from there, new Kadampa traditions. So that's, generally speaking, that's how you define old and new. So new Kadampa tradition, which is founded by Lama Tsongkhapa for the sake of knowledge. So probably Lama Tsongkhapa, now probably 660 something, 61 or 62 years ago, Lama Tsongkhapa was born in eastern part of Tibet called Amdo, same birthplace of His Holiness Dalai Lama, same birthplace called Amdo regions. So this text probably written around 600, maybe 610 or 20, Lama Tsongkhapa was born 662 years ago, so this text has been probably written 610 or somewhere there. So then, this is called Lo Zhong. Lo literally means mind. Zhong means train. Train or tame. Lo Zhong. So now the question is, why this Lo Zhong teaching is so important? Because it's very important. Otherwise, all our spiritual practice or meditations, recitations, recitation of mantra, reciting prayer, all of that become like one of the, not here, some other texts said that our spiritual practice, including reciting mantra, saying prayer, meditations, doing that many different form of practice, spiritual practice that one can do. So all this practice become similar like image of the candlelight on the wall. If somebody painted like butter lamp or candles with the flames. It looks like candle, but it doesn't have any heat. So that's why one Lama suggests. That's why the Lojong teaching is very important. Otherwise, so then our spiritual practice become like the image of the lamp. In Tibetan, when it's a butter lamp, that means, the butter wax, then there's light, there's like fire. So it has heat. But when you paint it on wall, it looks like, but there's no heat. So that means it doesn't become very effective. So when you combine with the Lojong teachings or teachings, then practice, if we apply, then we practice that. So then that image becomes the real butter lamp. Then it has heat, it has ability to dispel the darkness, all of that, for the sake of knowledge. Okay, that's why Lojong is important. Okay. So now first we will get the title right. That's important. And if you want to translate it, Jamgyön Lama Tsongkhapa, that's the title of Lama Tsongkhapa. Tsongkhapa Chenmo, great Lama Tsongkhapa. Zepe means compose. Lojong, mind and text. Nyenga, poetry. How is it? Poetry, something. Poetry. Oh, yeah. So you know what it means. There's Nyenga, that means see, yeah, probably in the Western you have lot of how is it? Poem. Yeah, you have a lot of people do write poems. For example, in Tibetan poem like but I usually I have no knowledge about Tibetan Dharma. I'm terrible in Tibetan Dharma and poet. Of course, poet is out of my brain. But some people, they can write beautifully, but I never focus. When I was in monastery, I spent all my energy in the philosophical texts. And that's why, spelling, Dharma, poet. So go like this. But I do remember a few words. I do remember It's kind of like it's happened between son and the father, because son and father was very renowned poet, and probably son get a little bit jealous. So then sometimes the father told son, pointing something out of the window. For example, like yellow flower, rose and maybe some flowers. One day father pointed the flowers. San Yu Chi, San Yu means like secret, external world. That's how he said it. He's talking of a flower, but that's how he started. Secret outside world. San Yu Chi, the yellow flower outside the sacred external world, the yellow flowers. When it's moved by breeze or wind, people thought, oh, there's someone there wearing a yellow hat. That people kind of feel when the flower has been moved by wind. Then his father is saying to son, then people feel that somebody's like moving with wearing yellow hat. Actually, it's not flower. Then whomever talk about that flowers, and people get kind of like pride, kind of like feel great. That's why he said to his son. Then the son could not hold it back, so son has to say something, challenge his father, and he said, so them was like, you, my precious jewel, my precious heart jewel, listen to me. That's what he said to Father. You precious, my heart jewel, listen to me. And the father, the father has one eye has problems, could not see well. Maybe there's only one eye can see, another eye cannot see. The son said, "Oh, my precious heart jewel, listen to me, pay attention to me." When I look at your eyes, that's exactly what you're going to see. Something like that, like flower, then like seeing the flower as a person wearing a yellow hat. So kind of like, it's like that answer is kind of, response is kind of negative. He's kind of saying out of jealousy. So I'm not sure whether that makes sense or not, so it only wasted 5 minutes. There's there's like kind of like poet also. And people who knows poet, even in Tibetan, so they could just talk about this frog, and they have the way they express, where they talk about the frog. So they all make kind of like stories, beautiful stories. It's all about frog. So we just say, "Oh, look at this frog." It's not like this. They come with all this poet. Oh yeah. Nyenga, that's why nyenga, da je, da, sound. Je means ornament. Ornament, like now, da je is ornament of sound, refers to probably poet. Lojong, there's mind training teachings. So now when you put it together, I'm not sure, like, mind, like the Nyanga Daje is like written in poetry way. It's written in poetry way. It's written in poetry way. That's composed by Lama. Okay, that's the title. Lojo Nyanga Daje, so mind training teaching. How you say it? Now, how you say in English in one sentence? Mind training teachings. Sound of ornament refers to the poet. So now it's your responsibility to put it together to make it sound nice. It already sounds nice in Tibetan, but nobody understands. Huh?
Mind training like rays of the sun?
No, there's no sun. So like ornament of sound.
An ornament of sound.
Sorry, sound. Yeah, no sound. Yeah, sound. So probably ornament refers to the poet. Nyanga, daje. Nyanga daje is written in poetry way. Huh?
Verses means it's written in poetry form.
Yeah.
7 verses on mind training.
Is that the same thing?
How many verses do you have?
So here in America, everything is organized. In Tibetan, everything is unorganized. There's no standard number. They never put a standard number. Standard numbers only come when it's Buddha Dharma came to America. Then it get more organized. Then it has numbers. In Tibet, there's no number, so you just read, there's no number. If someone says a number, you have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 stanza, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 2 stanzas, you have to count, there's no number.
Number everything else into lists.
Yeah, we have like many many numbers, but it's not like we never put, Guide to Buddhist Way of Life. Now it's all the standard numbers. In Tibetan, there's no standard numbers. So, so just to warn you, next time when you read Tibetan text, don't expect to see the number. There's no number. So it's all like So then it takes time. So then stanza, there's 4 lines, become 1 stanza. So then you need to count. So this is, I don't think, maybe we can look at, there could be the translation, but when I read it, doesn't sound like, and the title, 27, title is like what I explained, title, okay. Lojo Nyanga Daje, mind in the text, written in poetry. Or it says sound of ornament, sound of ornament. So then, this is very typical. Every Tibetan text begins with homage. Homage. It's not like, I'm not sure, the Western books, when you write a book, what do you write, the first thing, what do you write? I'm not sure. What do you write?
Dedication.
That means dedication means like. Yeah, so anyway, this is a very typical way of writing book in Tibetan traditions. First you write homage, you begin with homage. You never know, there could be obstacles, you may never able to finish the book. So therefore, right from the beginning, so you pay homage to complete the books. If there are any obstacles, then you pay homage to. Oh yeah. Here, the Namu Guru Manzu Gosha. So Manzu Gosha. There's like Manjushri. Go down there, Manjushri. So the one that holds souls, the symbolize the wisdom, enlightened wisdom. Namo is like prostrations. They're Sanskrit word, written in Tibetan. Guru, that's the one's own spiritual master or Lama. Manju Gosha. Manjushri is the Lama Tsongkhapa received teaching directly from Manjushris all the time. So Manjushri is Lama Tsongkhapa's guru. So then Lama Tsongkhapa pay homage to Manjushri before he writes text. Oh, Namu Guru Manju Gosha, yes, okay. Jawa Sedam Chela Chaselo. So then after that, homage to all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. Homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Also, the Tibetan kings make rules in Tibet, back in Tibet, a long time ago. Whoever writes the books, that's how you should start. That's how you should start books. So when people they look at the title, homage, they can figure it out. What is the subject is going to be? What is the subject, main subject of the book is going to be? They can just read the homage. They can tell, or maybe this will talk about wisdom, or maybe this will talk about ethics, or maybe this will talk about concentrations. They can tell. And not just that, and also they can tell there's like 3 set of teachings. And the English translation, I think, is not the great one. They call three basket. No, that's the literal translation called Denesum. That's like 3 set of teachings. So you can tell, oh, this teaching belongs to which sections. So sections that talks about wisdoms, it all belongs to one section that talks about ethics belongs to one category. Section that talks about concentration belongs to one category. There's three set of teachings. So that you can tell just reading, you don't have to read whole books, just reading the titles, you can tell this book belongs to which categories, which section, which set. So then, why they are Sanskrit? Why they don't write in Tibetan? Is their mother tongue, mother language? It's much easier. Why they write Sanskrit? Because Shakyamuni Buddha, when he taught in Sanskrit. All the Mahayana teachings been taught in Sanskrit. All the Hinayana teachings been taught in Pali language. So that's why the idea behind, that's for the sake of knowledge, idea behind why that every Tibetan text begins with the Sanskrit word, because they believe, or like interpreter, when they translated, this text all not translated from Sanskrit to Tibetan. This text has been written in Tibetan by Lama Tsongkhapa, written in Tibetan, because the author is Tibetan. But they've also put Sanskrit. So somehow idea behind that is that you will create the seeds. You create the seeds that will allow you to help maybe in the future. If the Maitreya Buddha teaching Sanskrit, maybe you have some tendency to understand the Sanskrit, because that's considered as a sacred language, sacred language. So now it's kind of a dying language. Nobody really speaks. Only some scholars they speak Sanskrit now. Used to be language. People speak now. Very few people, even in India, speak Sanskrit. Few scholars can read. So for the sake of knowledge, that's why every Tibetan text begins with Sanskrit. All of them Sanskrit. That's the reason behind that. Why homage? To overcome from obstacles. We don't say, "Oh, I'm so and so. I have this degree, that degree." So don't begin with that. Then every book is free of copyright. Anybody can translate. The author doesn't make even 1 penny. So they have no intention to make money. All these books free of copyright. There's no copyright. So now when they're translated into English, now there's copyright. You can copy. You cannot copy. So when they now write books based on those things, now you have to copyright. All these books is free of copyright. That indicates author has no intentions to make money, just to benefit, just to share their experience. So now second part is the homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So Jakam Simje Tamje Dechu, which is then wishing that all living beings have, may all living beings have happiness. May all living beings have happiness. Jakam Simje Tamje Dechu. Jazen Namji Nyanga Dajen, Jazen Nyanga Dajen, Tanje, Jayasuna Chiju Gadun Chas, Tendi Dove, Sona Maligu, Pebiti Kulanda, Tardor Kuyam, Sheriff Jin Jawan. So that Javia Sunrap, Jazen Namji Nyanga Dajen, Jazen Nyanga Dajen. All the text that's written by many Bodhisattvas, such as Guide to Buddhist Way of Life, written by Shantideva. There's many. There's like 100 different mindfulness texts. I think this is all translated by His Holiness Interpreter, Dr. Jimba, to the Tibetan. He is fluent in English, graduate from Oxford, and also very well educated in Buddhist philosophy. So I think he translated 100, all of them now, books like this big. They include all the 100 different mindfulness texts there. I think this is not one of them, but these are most of them there is written by Indian master, Indian Pandit. Then the Jaya Sungda Chuju Gadi, Jasenam Nyanga Dajas, all this. The Guide to Buddhist Way of Life also been written in poetry way, many of them, right? Guide to Buddhist Way of Life. When you read, a lot of them is like very poetry way of written, poetic, very poetic, very poetic. Yeah, very poetic. So all of that, Jaya Sungda Jasenam Nyanga Dajas. Jaya Sungda Chuji Gaduncha, Jaya Sungda means the teaching of the enlightened beings. Jaya Chuji Gadunchas, Tendi Doveso no Maligo Pebiti Kulon. So basically, Lama Tsongkhapa is saying that, so, our faith is not very, I say, there's something in the West that you people, in Buddhism, in Buddhist philosophy, when you talk about faith, there's 3 different types of faith. It's not talking about blind faith. It's talking about 3 different types of faith. There's something that not somebody asks you, but it's something that you develop, But having knowledge but not having faith, there's problems. But having faith and not having knowledge, that's another problem. But having both of them, that's the better. Generally speaking, within the Tibetan lay communities, they have a lot of faith. But what they're lacking is knowledge. That's why His Holiness encouraging them to study. Buddhism is not just about faith. It's about to learn, to knowledge, to educate yourself. Because why? This mind needs to be trained. You can't just train this mind by believing something. You need to understand why, how to change. what to think. Change requires thinking. Thinking requires knowledge. If there's nothing to think, then there's nothing to think. That's how the mind changes, by thinking. So that thinking requires knowledge. So, like, or somebody believe, I believe, that's very shaky. That faith is not really grounded in reason or experience. It's just, or somebody does, then I does, That's kind of shaky. That's like people having a faith without knowledge, much knowledge about, like, such as like heaven. You ask what is heaven, there's very little explanations. Well, same like in Tibetan lay community, like taking refuge in Buddha, then ask you what is Buddha, they probably pointed to image. That's the image, it's not really Buddha. So then what is Dharma, what is Sangha, they have no idea. But they say all the time Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. No idea. So that's also not good, that good. So that means that faith is not going to be, your faith is not going to be grounded in knowledge. And there's no knowledge, no experience, So that's like very like superficial, that faith is very shaky. So the people who like has a Ongtu means like not much into knowledge, just goes with the group, whatever they believe, so they just believe. Some people, they analyze. They read, they analyze their questions. So then from there, they develop faith. That is much better, more stronger. So then, when the experience grow, so then that faith is going to be more like conviction faith. That you are 100% convinced what you are practicing, what you are studying, what you are doing. You are 100% convinced. That's called conviction faith. That's the best one. That's very strong and firm. It's not going to be. So it's not going to be easily changed. Somebody says something, it's not going to be changed. So other faith could change easily. So anyway, so right now, so faith is not that strong. That's not that strong. It's kind of like hazy. Yeah. It's like kind of hazy. It's not very grounded. Means there's no feeling, it's just hazy. So there's more like blind faith. So that's why the Buddha said, analyze when you buy a gold. In order to find the pure gold, what do? You burn, that's not enough. You cut, that's not enough. You rough the hard surface, make sure there's nothing mixed. That's how you find the pure gold. Buddha said, do the same thing in my teachings. Down the road, better for everybody. Don't just believe that because I say, don't just believe, analyze. So when you analyze, then you gain some experience. You then, that faith is going to be rooted in reason, experience, not just understanding, like experiential understanding. When you say, it means something rather than just word. It means something. It kind of moves from inside out. So that's going to be conviction faith. Okay. So perfume is just like hazy faith. But that hazy faith can be supported by strong motivation. Strong motivations that faith can be developed. Even though right from the beginning it's kind of hazy, but strong motivation that faith can be developed or can be rooted into knowledge. Kulonje. Tato kodu yang be sherabji. So then with that a hazy faith supported by strong motivations, then with the wisdom, as I mentioned before, how you define wisdom, in Buddha philosophy, according to Buddhist philosophy, everything that we study based on definition, wisdom, ability to distinguish between what is right or wrong, that's called wisdom. That's the wisdom. Not every thought is wisdom. The thought that the ability to distinguish between, something that feels, that's called feeling. Something that can discriminate. Oh, this is a cat, this is a small cat, this is a frog. That's called discriminations factors. That's what you call 5 omnipresent mental factors. Every thought, they rise, come with the 5 of them. Travel that every thought that rise, that's feeling, that's discriminations. There's 5 of them. In every thought that rises, it comes with the 5 of them. That's called omnipresent. Omnipresent. It's always present with the thought. With the primary thought, it comes with the 5 of them. Feeling, discriminations. So what did you say about 5 rest? I don't remember in English. I only remember Tibetan. So, Jiji leji didu changwachis. So together with hazy faith supported by strong motivations, so then with the wisdoms, what Lama Tsongkhapa is here saying is Jiji leji didu changwachis. So purify. So why? And that's purification needs to be done. Can't wait, maybe tomorrow, maybe next month, maybe next year, maybe I will. No, it's not like right away. So what happens when you use one cup, put in the sink, another cup, put in the sink, then maybe tomorrow, maybe after 1 week the sink will be full. Then it will take much more longer to clean. So even though you use dishwasher, you have that soap. If you put so much up inside, there's so much to take out. So like that, that's just I commonly use that as an example, but it's not written in the text here. there's no dishwasher in Tibet. Very interesting. Everything needs to learn. So when I come here, people there, what they use like string with the clean their teeth. I still cannot do. So I try a few times and I can't do. So I was like, probably require patience, but there's not enough patience. But there's like some teeth here, some teeth there. Easy to do here, but there, but we are not used to that. No, I never heard. There's no floss that doesn't exist in monastery at all. Anyway, so it requires some practice. Even using a floss, it requires practice. So when you look at somebody, this looks so easy. When you do it, but like finger cannot fit inside the mouth, so it all gets complicated. Some people with a piece of cake, some people it's hard. Quickly, if we don't purify, there has to have a way to clean our mind. Otherwise, there's no hope. Nobody's problem. Everybody makes mistake. Physically, mentally, verbally, sometimes here, there. So if there's no way to clean, so then that's how you say, depressing. It's very depressing. Not just depressing, it's very depressing. No. So that purification needs to be done right away, but there's a way to do. Based on mantra, based on many different postrations, many different things. Regret is the one of the most important component. Strong regret purifies. So the 4 powers. Among those 4 powers, regret is the most important one. Strong regret, that kind of purifies. rangre lady ong base. And this word here, that's how it's like written in poet, how is it? Written in?
Poetry
Po- poetic, there's a word, there's two of them, quickly. And hour, no, there's two words, there's the two words, there are two words, same words, repeat again. Jiji leji didi chawaji, nyuwa didi maji. If you don't quickly purify, then action is very powerful. Ongtem is powerful, like say now we don't have king, but I say when king says something, that word is heavy. In ancient time, the medieval eras, if you break that word, there will be big consequences. The king's or queen's word, the order is people take very seriously. Ongtem, like I say, similar like that. Our action is like powerful, strong, powerful, because you feel bad today, next day you'll feel continually bad. Then after day you feel continually bad. You go with that bad feeling. Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Then you just goes. If you don't purify, it will never just go away. You need to purify. Dewa is a downness. This is bad. Then that's why the purifying, purification is very much emphasized. Basically means cleaning your mind. Whenever you feel bad, don't get drowned. Don't get drowned with that feeling. Because you have to lift up. You have to lift up your spirit. You have to lift up. You can't just get down. Like say, as I mentioned last Wednesday, piece of aluminum you throw in the water, it will sink. But it doesn't have to be sink. You can make it flat, like pepper. Throw, it will flow. Same weight. That means if you learn how to purify, you will not get drowned with your feeding, your flow. Lamrim teaching, Lama Tsongkhapa mentioned, not here in Lamrim teaching. So, like if it's a person you keep weight, or maybe that person will get sick, or maybe that person will go somewhere else, maybe that person will die. But actions, they're never going to get old, never take vacations, never going to get sick, never going to die, unless you purify them. So that's the good things, purify. I think it will definitely help people to overcome from the depression. There's different levels. Some of them are quite strong, so then may no need to take medication, but mild one, probably people could overcome out of depression if they learn how to purify, how to clean their mind. So now see, so the second line then it says, the first, there's two lines talking about important purification practice. Now the second line, dewa means happiness, or joy, or pleasure, something that we know, but we have very little choice to choose. Make sense? Dewa Dhamma means another way means you have little control. You say, I say, Dewa Dhamma means I mean freedom to choose. Something that you see as a happiness or joy, but another way to say, thing doesn't go the way we want. When it's come down like that, how much control you have? how much control that we have, or everything they want to go in my way, thinking mentally, but practically how much choice you have, how much you can change. So that's part of what it means. Dewa shija dhamma means. Dewa shija dhamma means. Goal or idea could be something good, but the very method that we use to get that will not get there. Will not get there, So deep down thinking, I want to be happy, but the way you approach to the happiness, it happened many times in our life. So deep down there, deep down, if we look very carefully, it may not be very obvious, but deep down, that's the desire to want to be happy. So then we scream, we shout, and we tell people what to do, not to do. Like when things happen, something happens, that the method that we use is not reaching our goal. Make sense? What Shantideva said, same like this. What Shantideva says, Dunga Todu same in the Guide to Buddhism way of life. Dunga Todu same even though you have desire to overcome from sufferings. Dunga Nila, Ngobo Jews. You deliberately go for suffering. What Shantideva was trying to say, maybe saying something important, but I may not understand what Shantideva was saying. Then when you ask yourself questions, I don't think I go for something that I know there's suffering, I don't really go for that. That's not what Shantideva means. Shantideva means very method we use to get there, it destroys. It creates more sufferings. Dewa Dejang Timombe, second line. Dewa Dejang Timombe, even though you wish to achieve happiness, but you destroy your happiness like your own enemy. Do I do that? I don't think so. I don't destroy knowing something's happening. I don't destroy like they're my own enemy. But the method that we use, that destroyed. So that God was something to pay attention to. The same here. Dewa shija dhamma means, even though we know something's good, but we have very little choice to choose. We have very little power to choose, to make choice. Duba shija thoma means, if we know somebody is suffering, but we have little power to overcome. But that's why life gets complicated. Everything, friendship, education, house, car, job, like all of that. Everything's complicated. Everything comes with the complications. If you don't think carefully, that's what it means. A thing doesn't go the way you want. A thing goes the way you don't want. So that means now this requires a lot of thinking. The main thing is to protect your peace of mind. How to do that? Maybe have less opinions. Maybe say fewer words, then more words. Then one another mindfulness text suggests, if you are by yourself, what you watch your mind. When you are in the public, what you watch your mouth. That's one text, not here, one text suggests. In the public place, you watch your mouth. If you're by yourself, you watch your mind. So that's one another mindfulness text suggests like that. Duba sheja, thoma meja. Jewa paje lejinas. Most of our life, we are greatly influenced by our actions. Our world, our universe is very much influenced by day-to-day life, influenced by our actions. Our actions influence our universe, our whole world. That's how we see things, how we hear things, is mainly your perceptions, your idea. It's a reflection of your mind. Whether that makes your world more complicated, more miserable, more happier, even though you live in the cave, middle of nowhere, live in the cave, what do you have? Nothing. Mentally, you are very happy. You are, one of the happiest person. When you look around, you have very little thing, like Milarepa, living on nettle, eating nettle, living in the jungle, very happy, like that. Chewa Pache legend, the most of our life is very much influenced by our own actions, reflections of our perceptions, reflection of our thought. That's very much, influence our world. Chewa Pache legend, Nindi Paba Gujunso, Javan Nindi Gashitan, Javan Nindi Damba. So basically, all this emphasized on watching three doors: speech, what we say. Or if you not worry about happiness, then it's not a big deal. If you are really seeking happiness, then what we need to do is we need to watch what we say, what we think, what we do. Three doors, three doors. So Geshe Gelek, one of the famous Kadampa masters, he used to be a robber. He robbed people during the daytime. That's what he do. He live in the mountains. He robbed people during the daytime. Night he go to people's house, steal. He thief. At night he become thief. During the daytime he's robber, bandit, robber. One time probably he met one elder lady on the way. So that lady is about to faint. And Geshe Gelek, he was kind of surprised. And he told her, I don't eat people. Why are you so scared? And then that kind of lady's expressions kind of hit him very deep. And he realized whatever he's doing is not really good. And from then on, eventually he became monk. And people still don't trust him. So it took a long time. In the ancient time, you would go to bake your food, door to door. So eventually, then one time, maybe after he became monk, still, there's a habit of stealing things, habituation. One time he was invited in somebody's house, that's very typical things in Tibetan community. If somebody's sick, so you invite monks to do ritual pujas. So he was invited sometimes you invite one monk, sometimes you invite few based on your finance, your budget. so Geshe Gelek was invited. So then probably sometimes you just read sutras, sometimes you do rituals, not always ritual, sometimes you just read sutras. So then family they offer you the best plate they have, best cup they have. They offer the best of everything. Tea, the best cup, the cup. So Geshe Gelek was offered tea, butter tea. Probably the Tibetan cups, decorated with the silver bottom, silver, what do you call this, cap, silver top. Geshe Gelek was attempted to, easy to put in the pocket. Geshe Gelek was kind of like thinking, using usually the benefactors, they don't stay in the room. They only come in, offer you tea and lunch. Usually they sit outside. You are the only one who's reading the text. So Geshe Gelek was probably touching the thinking, going back and forth. Should I take or should I not take? Should I take? Should I? Then eventually Geshe Gelek goes like this, and he catches his left hand, he catches his right hand, and he shouted. Geshe Gelek was about to steal your cup. He shouted very loudly, All of a sudden, honor came in. So like catching, one hand is about to steal, one is catching. That means applying right away. Finished. It's happened there, it's finished. Next, there's nothing, no bad feeling, it's done. It's happened, it's right there, it's gone. Like that. Oh, like that, right away. So, so that's why the sea, like, action cannot be like kind of postponed. Okay, maybe tomorrow. It's not like purified away. Oh, so this is the emphasizes on like how to practice, how to think about karma teaching seriously, teaching about karma seriously, take that seriously, in order to protect your life, in order to protect, in order to generate healthy mind, in order to maintain a healthy mind, in order to protect healthy mind, in order to generate, increase healthy mind, and that mind needs to protect. So that's why. So that Geshe Gelek, why I'm bringing this up, Geshe Gelek said he has 3 guards with a spear in 3 drawers: speech, mind, body. He watched very carefully who comes in, who goes out. That's what that means. He guarded his body, speech, mind with a spear. So he watched who is coming in, who's going out, and something's going negative going out, he won't let it go. Something negative coming in, he won't let it come in. So that's why he said, oh, that's Kadampa master. That's how they practice karma. Or sometimes they like have like different color of stone. They one negative thought they put here, one positive thought they put here. End of the day they count. Which one is more? If the white stones, the positive stones are more, they rejoice. They go to bed with happy mind. If the other stones are more, so then they work harder. Next day they work harder. That's how they, physically. There's something visual things. Sometimes that helps them, to put. Oh. So maybe eventually the Apple will create one app. It's when you think something negative, ting, make sound, ting. That ting, that's not good. We should create 2 different sounds. One is a more pleasant sound, or maybe like bird or something like thing. So that helps, So right now you have you have this when you walk. The track. How many walk? Maybe somebody could create something like that. Count. Like you cross, then ping. That kind of help. That kind of reminds you. No need to read a book. You just wear. No need to read a book. Just wear. Ting. So, ting. So that need to slow down. So yeah, maybe there's no need to read a book. Just wear. Like same like Geshe Gelek, putting 3 guard with the spear. Now you just wear and make noise. I'm not sure how many people will buy. I will sign up for that. I will sign up. Lady dedu to me chemaje, lady dedu to me chemaje, to some de worship chemaje. When you consume lady, why things happening? Why things happening? Why things are happening? There's reason why things happen. There's reason. It's not like somebody decide, okay, for you is this, for you is that. No, that's philosophically, logically, it's hard to get your head around. No, if like somebody is all compassionate, like possess infinity love, then why you decide somebody suffer, somebody not suffer? That logically doesn't make sense. So that logical doesn't make sense, like that according to Buddhism, that everybody has to take responsibility. Everybody has to take, no one person decide. Everybody take responsibility. I say, take the responsibility. Then things could get better. Like then lady they do to me, lady they do to me, so. So how the action's been created? No, through three rows, body, speech, mind. That's how the action's been created. Karma has been created through not because somebody decided you're going to create that karma, you're going to create that karma. It's not like that. So now, thinking about teaching about karma, thinking about teaching about karma, you can read. That's the intensive explanation in Lamrim text. You can read. Then need to think. As I said, this mind is not going to change by just saying something. Of course, if you're saying something with contemplations, there's possibility this mind could change. Just mumbling word without thinking is not going to change. But that's why there's a lot of things required. That's what's called meditations. Meditation simply means thinking. Thinking how to educate myself. Something positive every occasion, not just when things are going well, even when things are going wrong, and to learn how to still think something positive. It all boils down on the mindset. The mind is good, everything's good. If the mind is not good, no matter what you say, you don't feel good. If the mind is good, even though you live in a cave, you feel very good. It's all come down now. So then thinking about natural law of causality or karma, thinking about that, so then need to make choice. Every single day we have choice. We have choice. It's not like, somebody decide you have no choice or you are going to be like that. No, we have choice. We choose. Every morning we choose, every day we choose. What we do, we choose. First we think, first there has to be thought. Without thought, nothing can be done. First you think, I'm going to drink. Then you make tea, then you drink. Now you don't drink tea without thinking about tea. Do you ever drink tea without thinking about tea? Huh? Do you do anything without thinking? Automatically. Automatic. Tell me one. What is the automatic actions? Huh? This,
so frequently that you do it by habit, you don't even think about it.
there's also, but there are certain things called habit, that you do over and over, but I don't think that you do that without thinking. Even though it's like you do every day, you still think, right? It requires thinking. Without thinking, I think, even though, like, say,
But there are two systems. I think there are two systems of thinking. One of them is a slow thinking, one is a fast thinking. Because the fast one, usually it doesn't go through your processing system. You just do it. For example, like a fireman, you go to your putting out a fire. They are so good in terms of what they are doing, they just do it by intuition.
Intuitions, it has thought or what?
Because that...
What is intuition? It's like...
Not intuition, intuition.
Yeah, intuition, is that thought or what?
No, because it becomes so like a habit already. It's so fast. For example, people fighting,
When people say my intuition, is that thought or what? Is that thought?
That the intuition, you don't process that anymore. It just comes with automatically. It's a reaction.
Yeah, some thought are very fast. Some
Right.
thought it takes time.
Now, for example, if you touch a hot stove, so it's like an automatic action.
Sometimes that happen like, I'm not sure what you call, but it seems like without thinking, but actually there is some thought there. So like when I was graduated from monastery, when I become Geshe, otherwise every 5 o'clock you hear this gong, big gong. What do? You grab your mattress. Then you go to class, debate class. You have to carry your own mattress. So now I was graduated because I've been doing this like 30 years. Every day, whenever you hear gong, you grab your mattress, then you ready to go. So that happened a few times. When the gong rings, then you get kind of like, then you realize, oh, I don't have to go to class. I was graduated. I was done with class. So some that, but that is more like habit. But still, you have thought to grab the. But it sounds like automatic, but it's still there's. Is that intuitions? Probably that's intuitions. Yeah, there's more like automatic. There's more like automatic, but there is thought.
It can be thoughtful if you put into your meditation and mindfulness. Then
No.
you slow down your action, then you think of
Yeah. So anyway, generally speaking, every action is produced by thought. Generally speaking, you analyze, because it's not like, oh, maybe I will ask somebody to give some thought. It's not like every day we have thoughts, so we can analyze. So anyway, so here now from maybe 15 or 20 lines here, that's so far I read. So it's all about karma. So then last there's a thesis, therefore, whatever Lama Tsongkhapa is explaining, need to purify quickly, you can't postpone in order to then you will not feel good, week after day after week, a month after a year after year. So shouldn't wait. What happened if we wait on dishes and clothes? What happened? That piles up. That's exactly. Then you don't feel good. Wearing them is dirty. If you don't take showers month after month, so how you feel? So this is so similar. The mind is not clean. So then how you feel? Better to clean right away. Shouldn't wait. So with that, with that kind of knowledge or understanding, and also this action, when it's done, in the computer you have buttons like refresh, undo. Karma, there's no undo, but the button, when it's done, it can be undo, but it can be purified. Purify. Luwa meba, teach lende causality, lende karma in Sanskrit, causality. In Tibet it's called lende, le, cause, de, result, lende, cause and effect, lende. Luwa meba, infallible. What goes round? If something good goes round, good comes round. Something bad goes round, you can expect something good will come round. There's not more like it's not going to happen. If you plant the chili pepper, habanero. Yeah, if you plant habanero, you can hope for mango. It's not going to be. So it's not going to be mango. It's going to be habanero because you planted habanero. You could put some sugar around. You put some. You could set some mango around, but that's not going to turn into mango. You could put some mango around. It's not going to be mango. It's going to be habanero because you planted habanero. So that's why it's called infallible. What goes round, the American, you have seen what comes round goes round. What is that? That is karma. Nothing more, nothing less. That's karma. That's what karma is about. What comes around goes round. If you be nice to someone, then someone is going to be nice to you. If you're going to be mean to someone, even the animal, they don't like you if you're mean to them. That's no. So that is definite. Maybe not definite. Maybe you can be mean, somebody's going to be nice to you. No, pretty much. So yeah, you ask whether somebody believe in Buddhism or not believing. Somebody is believe or not believe. You ask them, do you like to be around with angry person? Even the atheists will say no. If the animal can speak, if you ask the dog, ask them, you want to be nice around nice person or angry person, the dog will probably say nice person who don't have no religions. So that is definite. Same, that's definite. So that's why causality, what goes down comes down, that sums up karma teachings. That is infallible. Infallible. Luwa members. Tani kanale dangal. With that, so now it's time to make choice. To be negative or to be positive. It's not talking about believing in something. It's not talking about that. It's not talking about believing in Buddhism, not believing in Buddhism. It's not talking about that. Make a choice. Choose to say something nice or choose to say something nasty. Make choice. Choose to think something good. Minute you wake up, you have choice to think something good. Wow, I'm still alive. Can see, can hear, can smell, can taste. That's great. Do we get ever joy, any joy? Probably not, zero. Someone out there, trying so hard, spending all this money just to see. That's all. Just to see. Just to move the leg a little bit. That's all. How much joy we get moving leg? No, zero. We could get some joy. Why is somebody like spending all this money for what? Just to move the finger a little bit. That's all. Just to grab something. When that person is able to grab something, how much joy that person get? How much joy we get? Zero. We don't get any joy. Precious human life. So, yeah, every morning we have choice. We could choose to be thinking something positive. We could choose to be something negative about our neighbors, somebody. So that's how you make life miserable. So we have choice. It's not like, predetermined, or here sometimes they call destiny. Predestined. In Buddhism, there's no such a thing called predestined. Then predeterminations. No. Every day we make choice. You could choose when you have having conversation with your roommate, friends, or putting things around, you could have hundreds of opinions. Or you could choose not to have any opinions, go with that person. When you really think about it, is that important? It's not that important. We just make that serious. That things are not serious. We just make it serious, things happen every day. Friend, movies are going, cooking something, cooking this, going this leg, going that leg, moving things out here, putting up this here, there. How many arguments people get into for little things? So if we really mindful, is that really matters for you? Why it's so important? Is it very important for your happiness? If that person put it there, you'll be 100% happy. There's no guarantee. So ego things. So every day, you make choice. So then you end up you remember, I could say this, but I choose to say this. But how it sounds? It sounds like giving up. That sounds like giving up. No? Somebody has to sacrifice. Somebody has to sacrifice in order to reach happy atmosphere. Somebody has to sacrifice. If both people stand firmly on their ground, this beautiful environment turns into something horrible. Nobody enjoys, even a cup of tea. They say having a conversation, all of a sudden you talk about politics, then so then you really feel like your ego pushed to express your own view. We don't think, is that very important to really argue or challenge? Is that really matters? Maybe it's not really matters. No, it's just, you just feel like your maybe ego is like controlling you. See, yeah, of course, everybody has opinions. Everybody has opinions. How things should be clean, how things should be moved around. Yeah, so if you think very carefully, maybe better not to have opinion, long as everything's moved. That's what needs to be done. Everything has to move. So that's the whole goal. How they move, how it moves. There's a lot of stress. You could be free from stress, not to have any opinions. Just. So my point is like every day, if you have work with the people, there's people have ideas, opinions, thoughts, so need to be mindful, very, very mindful. Teji lende lua me samne, 2 minutes to then let's start the 1 minute. Lua me samne, tende kana le damgazas. It's time to, if that's the case, what goes around comes out. If that's the definite infallibles, based on that, it's time to make choice. Every day, choose to be kind, be compassionate, positive. You can choose to be positive, even though sometimes it's required to sacrifice some of your opinions. Okay, it's okay. It's time to choose. It's very, no matter wherever you go, I do travel quite a lot, no matter wherever you go, if you be nice to someone, that person is going to be nice to you. Before knowing you are Buddhist, not Buddhist, believer, no, people don't ask that question. If you're nice to someone, they're going to be nice to you. Wherever you go, it's all human, the same human. Everyone wants to be around, everyone likes to hear something good. Everyone likes to see some smiley face. Wherever you go, so that's wherever you go, so if you be nice to them, they'll be nice to you. If you've been aggressive to them, they'll be aggressive to you. So that's the that's the infallible. With that, so then time to make a choice. Okay, make choice. Choice. If you want something good to come around, make sure there's something good goes around. Guys, it goes around. If you don't want something bad to come around, make sure that nothing bad goes around. Make sure that's time to make choice. From now on, to be very mindful about harsh word, evil thought, physical, negative physical actions, sake of your own happiness, sake of your own peace of mind. That's all, sake of your own peace of mind. If you have peace of mind, if you're most of the time you're happy, people around you will be happy. So that's why. Tonun is a gabel. From there's a Tonun is a Gelugpa. I'm not going to wait. I will start tonight. To think something positive. I'll start tonight. I'm not going to wait. Or maybe what's the best day to think something positive? Or I need to look at calendar. What is the most holiest day to think something positive? Don't wait like that. From tonight, I start. When I go home, I start to think. Like that. Okay. Maybe that's the best good way to stop here. So then continue. Final 2 more class, then it will finish. Lama Tsongkhapa, now mind change text. Okay. Yeah, Lama. So now.
In the Gopher book, Please turn to page 191, and we'll recite the praises to the 21 Taras as Lama Zopa Rinpoche suggested to remove obstacles from the Light of the Path retreat. It's 191 in the Go Prayer Book. From your sublime abode at the Buddha, O Tara born from the green letter tongue, your crown adorned with Amitabha, action mother of the Buddhas of the three times, Tara, please come with your attendants. The gods and demigods bow to your lotus feet, O Tara, you who rescue all who are destitute. To you, Mother Tara, I pay homage. Oh, my prostrate to the noble transcendent liberator. Homage, Tara, swift heroic, eyesight lightning instantaneous, sprung from opening stamens of the Lord of dear birds from lotus. Homage, she whose face combines 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with light rays resplendent as the stealth collection. Homage, golden blue and lotus, water-born in hand adorned, giving effort, calm austerities, patience, meditation, hers. Homage, crown of Tathagatas, action triumph without limit, relied on by conqueror's children, having reached every perfection. Homage, filling with tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with their feet the seven worlds, able to trample the beings. Homage, worshipped by the All-Lord, Shakyamuni Buddhia, honored by the host of spirits, corpses Gandharvas, Yakshas, homage with their tread and piss sound, destroying foes' magic diagrams, her feet pressing left out right, and blazing in a raging fireplace. Homage to the very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions. She with frowning lotus visage, who is sayer of all and which at the heart her fingers adorn her with three mudra. Fiery masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage, she so joyous, radiant, crown emitting garlands of light, mirthful laughing with tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage, she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking, frowning with their home signs, saving from every misfortune. Homage, crown adorned with crescents, non-ornaments for shining, Amitabha in her hair now, sending out much light eternal. Homage, she with wreath of blaze, beyond ending fire abiding, rush of flip and joy surround you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage, she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scowling with the letter whom the seven levels she does conquer. Homage, happy, virtuous, peaceful, she whose field is peace nirvana, she endowed with Om Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage, she with joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder, praises whom in knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to the received letter of the shape of silver, life assembly shakes the three worlds, Meru, Mandara, and India. Homage holding in her hand the hair like moon of Deva-like form, with spiteful Kantara Empte, totally dispelling poison. Homage, whom gods and their kings and the Kinnaras do honor, armored in our joyful splendor, she dispels entrings and conflicts. Homage, she whose 2 eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, with eyes Hara and Tutare, she dispels severe contagion. Homage, full of liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures, to source the spirits, yakshas, and raise corpus supreme to it. These praises with their root mantras and prostrations thus are 21. Turn to page 190 for the prayer of the benefits. Whoever is endowed with devotion for the goddess and recites this with supreme faith, remembering it at dawn upon waking and in the evenings, will be granted all fearlessness, will perfectly pacify all negativities, and will eliminate all unfortunate migrations. The multitudes of conquerors will quickly grant initiation. Thus endowed with this greatness, one will eventually reach the state of a Buddha. If affected by the most terrible poison, whether ingested, drunk, or from a living being, just by remembering will one be thoroughly cleansed. If this prayer is recited 2, 3, or 7 times, will pacify all the sufferings of torments caused by spirits, fevers, and poisons, and by other beings as well. If you wish for a child, you will get a child. If you wish for wealth, you will receive wealth. All your wishes will be fulfilled, and all obstacles pacified. Now turn to page 263, and we'll read the final Lamrim dedication. From my two collections, vast in space, that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom eyes are blinded by ignorance. Even if we do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of completed graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by my practice. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time, with my heart going out with great compassion. In whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted boundless peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time, by even this graded path to enlightenment completed, due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhists and their sons. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and create conducive conditions for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahana virtuous practices, may always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. And turn to page 244 and 245 for the short, long life prayers. Kanira we korwe shinkam pendan dewa malu jungwe ne chere se wan tenzing yatso yi shabe si de bardu tengyu chi jonu iya nalang wang shotu awatare tsembara sopa lozang gewe de ton de pelsho shase jingyo lama sowa de Tupsu chanshi jam gewe tenzing jam bewe kunze do poze choksum kuwele mutudu pada zotu gundu shaten sha mi betsewe cheresi rime kempe wampo jampe yang Taritu re soha, Om 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 taritu re soha. Om taritu re soha.
Oh yeah, wonderful. Good night. Good night. Can't qualify to say good night because can't sleep all the time. The battery again ran out, I think. Battery is all red.